Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning.
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 We are from Group 1, and now we are going to learning session with the material about fluid static. But before we come to the learning session, let me introduce me and my friend. My name is Fadila Rahayu with student number 2321-53008. And I'm going to be the moderator and the first speaker. And here is my friends.
Hello, my name is Daniel Setiawan with student number 2321-53022, and I'm going to be the second speaker.
And my name is Alin Wulandari with student number 232153009. I'm last the speaker.
Okay, I think that's enough about the introduction. Let's come to the material about fluid static. Okay, how are you today?
We are fine, thank you. And how about you?
I'm fine to thank you. So before starting our lesson today, let's pray first. Chairman, please comment your member.
Okay, before we start our lesson today, let's pray in our heart together. Finish.
Well, everybody, please pay attention. I want to check your attendance. Sofia Novianti,
Present.
Nelvi Herawati,
Present.
Nisa Nur Aisyah,
Present.
Nur Ayani Alipia,
Present.
Andini Lutfiatul Aini,
I'm here.
and the last Nida Yuliawati.
Present.
Okay. When possessing wealth, we will guard it. However, if we possess much knowledge, then it is knowledge that will guard us. Okay, let's be ready for our new subject, material today. Okay, for learning achievement, number one, implementing static fluid laws in daily life. And the second, design and do experiments that utilize static fluid following the material operation result and utilization. Next.
So, in physics, a fluid is liquid, gas, or other material that may continuously move and deform or flow under an applied shear stress or external force. They have zero shear modulus, or in simple terms, are substance which cannot resist any shear force applied to them. So, substances in nature are categorized into three main forms, namely solid, liquid, and gas. Each of them had a characteristic. When solid have a fixed shape and fixed volume, but liquid, the shape always fit the container, and liquid has a fixed volume. So the shape of the gas is always changed, and also the volume of gas is always changed. So next is density. The density of a material that is uniform in composition and is defined as the mass of the material per unit volume. So the equation is rho equals to m divided by v, where rho is density in unit kilogram per meter cubic, and v is volume in meter cubic, and m is mass in kilogram. So the density of most liquid and solid doesn't change sharply with change in temperature and pressure. The density of a gas changes sharply with change in temperature and pressure. If the volume of the fluid is very large, such as the ocean or the atmosphere, the density of the fluid not the same everywhere. For example, in the ocean, density increases the deeper you go. In the atmosphere, the density gets smaller the farther away from the Earth's surface. In daily life, when you swim and going deeper into the water, you your ears will feel hard, and that's the example of pressure. So the second one is when you hiking the mountain, you will always heavily breathe in the top of mountain. So that's the example when the density gets smaller the farther away from the Earth's surface. Next, pressure. The pressure of a fluid is the ratio of the force exerted by the fluid on an object to the area of the object subjected to the force. The equation is P equals to F divided by A. P is Pascal in unit N per meter square and surface area in meter square, and F is force in N or Newton. So next, pressure and depth. If a fluid is at rest in a container, all parts of the fluid must be in a state of static equilibrium. All points at the same depth must be under the same pressure, unless the fluid is not in equilibrium, through external forces acting on a body part of area A. So the equation is sigma F equals to 0. So sigma F also equals to PA minus MA minus G, where is the M is rho times V, and it's also rho times A times H. So PA equals to POA plus PA times H. Next, pressure and depth. The equation is P equals to PO plus rho GH, where the PO is normal atmospheric pressure and pressure in independent of container shape. So the pressure in A, B, C, and D on the picture is the same because the position is same. So the pressure is also same. Even the shape of the container is different. So next, sample problem. Next. So there is a question. In water pump, there is data called a discharge head, means the maximum height of water that the pump can push. Every water pump, besides having the ability to suck water or suction head, also has the ability to push water or discharge head. If a pump has a discharge head of 21 meter, what is the pressure produced by the pump? Use the data when ATM equals to 100,000 Pascal. So, so to solve this problem, you need to analyze the equation, what you know and you don't know. So in the question mentioned that discharge head of 21 meter. So the H is 21 meter and the PO is equals to 1 ATM or 100,000 Pascal. So to find the P is 100,000 Pascal plus 100 times 10 times 21. So P equals to 3.1 ATM. So there's a second question. A hand-driven water pump can only produce a pressure drop of half an atmosphere and the upper end of the pump. What is the maximum depth of water the hand pump can suck up? Use the data when ATM equals to 100,000 Pascal. So principle Pascal. So pressure exerted on a liquid that close is forwarded and diminished to each point in the fluid and to the vessel wall. And hydraulic checks are an important application of Pascal principle. P is equals to F1 divided by A1 is also equals to F2 divided A2, also used in hydraulic brakes, car lifter, and etc. So next, the last speaker, Aline, please.
Let's our student observe the first video. When we drink from a bottle, we utilize the principle of fluid static. By tilting the bottle slightly, we allow air to enter it. Fitting atmospheric pressure that enables the liquid to flow out smoothly without choking. Okay, next, let our student observe the second video. When pumping a tire, you are applying the principle of fluid static. As you pump air into the tire, the pressure inside increases. This increase in pressure is due to the compression of the air molecules within the tire. According to Pascal's law, this pressure is transmitted equally in all directions within the confined fluid. In this case, the air inside the tire. As a result, the increased pressure pushes against the inner walls of the tire, causing it to expand and become firm. Okay, summary. Fluid static is the branch of fluid mechanics that deals with fluid in rest or in equilibrium. In fluid statics, the focus in understanding how fluid, such as liquid and gases, behave when they are not in motion. Key concepts in fluid statics include pressure, buoyancy, and Pascal law. Pressure is the force applied perpendicular to the surface of an object per unit area. In fluid static, pressure is distributed evenly throughout a fluid arrest. In increased with depth due to the weight of the fluid above. Buoyancy is the upward force exerted by a fluid on an object immersed in it. It is caused by the difference in pressure between the top and bottom of the object, resulting in a net upward force. Archimedes' principle states the buoyant force acting on objects submerged in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. Pascal law describes how changes in pressure applied to an enclosed fluid are transmitted uniformly and undiminished throughout of the fluid. This principle is used for various applications, such as hydraulic system and pneumatic system. In summary, fluid static provides insight into the behavior of fluid at rest and from the basis for understanding phenomena like buoyancy, pressure distribution, and hydraulic system. Understanding this principle is essential in various fields, including engineering, physics, and everyday life application. Next. This learning objective is 1. After carrying out experimental activities, students can explain Pascal law. 2. Pascal law in completing the problem on static fluid. And 3. After conducting experiment activity, students can analyze relationship between area of cross-sectional with a force exerted lift weight through a fluid system. Okay, so time is over. Let's try study. Chairman, please comment your member. Chairman.
Okay, attention please. After finishing our lesson today, let's close our study by let's pray our study today in our hearts together. Finish. Give greeting please. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for today class and see you next time.
See you next time.